What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. I went onto Instagram and I made a post saying, if you control an NBA related Instagram page and you want to be featured on the channel, hit my DM. And a lot of people did. My idea was the people that make the NBA confessions, the NBA would you press the buttons and things like that. And we got a lot of people that submitted. And today we're making a video about your NBA opinions is the name of the page. Before I get into that, gotta do my shout out to the day. So shout out to all the homies for supporting the channel. And this still applies, boys. My DMs are still open if you want to see me do a video on your page. But here it is. Don't spam. One message is enough. I see it. One message is enough. That's all you got to do. But let's just get into this one. So again, like I said, the page we're going to be using is your NBA opinions. They've been going for a little over a year strong, so happy anniversary. But the first one says, the Blazers should trade Damian Lillard. Alright, here it is, boys. This offseason, I talked about this situation between the Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. Right now, they have been great. They would be dumb to make a trade right now because this team is actually exceeding expectations. We knew that this team was okay, but now they're playing really, really good with, of course, Damian Lillard, CJ, and Jusuf Nurkic all playing really well. But somewhere down the line, and maybe after this season, after next season, they're going to have to make a decision on whether or not they want to build around Damian or build around CJ. And here's the reason why. They put so much money into players that don't really do much. Evan Turner, Al-Farouq Aminu, Mo Harkless, these are guys that are okay quality players. Miles Leonard, whew, they're okay role players, but they paid them like they were going to be starters on this team. So because of that, they don't really have any flexibility to improve the team. So building around Damian and CJ is almost impossible because you don't have the money to bring in a top name free agent to slide aside of them. I know they wanted Paul George. They talked about Carmelo Anthony, but they couldn't get the trade done, and they don't have the money to sign anybody. So it's going to be a struggle. And I compare this to the situation with Monte Ellis and Steph Curry a long time ago. The Golden State Warriors had to make a decision. They made the right decision, and they traded Monte away and let Steph Curry be that team and built around Steph Curry. I think they're gonna have to make a similar decision somewhat soon because Damian, he's not getting any younger. He's not old, trust me, he's not old, but he ain't getting no younger. You can't wait till he's 31 to decide, you know what, now let's try to pull the trigger. You got to make a decision. This year they're playing really well. One of my favorite teams to watch. Dame is incredible, and CJ is really good too. Really, really good. So we'll see what they do in the future, but should they trade Damian Lillard? No, not right now, but in the future, maybe him or maybe CJ. Josh Richardson will eventually average 20 points per game in his career. So I don't know if they mean like when it's all said and done, his finishing average will be 20, or they saying like one of these seasons in his career he'll average 20. Either way, I'm just gonna say no. Believe it or not, the Miami Heat are not a team I watch often. So because of this, I have a very small sample size of what Josh Richardson has been doing. I don't know what he's doing this season. I've watched maybe 3 Heat games, and I think 2 of them were against the Bulls because I'm always watching the Bulls. So my sample size of what Josh Richardson can be is really small because I haven't watched much. But last year, I think he averaged around 10. He looked well. I don't think he's averaging more because I would have heard about it. Will it happen? I think he's only 24. It could happen, but I'm going to chalk it up as a no right now. Lowry does not deserve to be an All-Star this year. Now, he started off really, really rough. I was like, okay, he's 30 or 31 now. Point guards, this is when point guards usually go down. There are some exceptions where point guards stay, level. But when point guards hit 30, they start to go down. So he started off rough, but the last 10 or so games, he's been lighting it up. I still think he's an all-star in this Eastern Conference. Especially, again, there are a lot of Eastern Conference all-star spots lighting up because Gordon Hayward is out, Jimmy Butler's gone, Paul Millsap is gone, Melo is gone, Paul George is gone. That's 5 all-star spots just ready to be filled. Lowry, he's there. He's there. Even if he plays mediocre, Toronto got him. Trust me, Toronto has him and DeRozan. They always will, and that's why I love like Canada in general. They're gonna support their players. I love that. But he deserves to be an all-star. Again, the rough start, rocky start, but he's putting it back together. And then the Toronto Raptors actually shooting threes this year, which is something we haven't seen. If you remember my bold NBA predictions before the season, I think I said DeMar DeRozan, he's going to start shooting threes. No, it hasn't been DeMar. It's more been Lowry and CJ Miles coming off their bench shooting threes, and they've been playing pretty well. Wilt Chamberlain is the GOAT. I cannot agree with this. This seems very unfair, but when it comes to the 60s and the 70s, those players are kind of lost in my mind because that era, just a lot of people that were in the NBA weren't really ball players, yo. I forgot who it was, man. Michael Rappaport. That's who said what I'm thinking about. He said something along the lines of Wilt Chamberlain was playing against podiatrists, you know, like foot doctors, because in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they were NBA players, and then there were players that were in the NBA, but they were doing it like as a side job. So it's unfair to Wilt, but I'm taking that against him. I can't say he's a GOAT when people like Michael Jordan was playing against some of the toughest players in NBA history, when Wilt Chamberlain didn't really have that. Yes, there were tough players to play against, but every night he's not seeing a new superstar like maybe Jordan was and still dropping 30, you know? So Wilt is definitely top 10. He ain't the GOAT though. Not in my eyes, at least. Not in my eyes. Steph Curry's the top 5 point guard of all time and is the best point guard in the league right now. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with it. I got to the point where, like, I don't care. If you disagree with me, I don't care. I'm not going to hide my opinions no more. Steph Curry is a top 5 point guard of all time. And if he's not there now, he will finish there, because his Golden State Warriors team is going to win a couple more championships. Unless some crazy injury happens to the team, they're going to win another championship. Maybe this year, maybe next year, whatever. And when you think about that, 3-time champion, and maybe even more, 2-time MVP, I doubt he's ever going to get back to an MVP. He's going to finish with, again, barring some bad injuries, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be finishing with the most 3-pointers ever by far. Like right now, he's on pace to shoot 4,000 3-pointers. Not just make 4,000 3-pointers. And then there are games where he shoots, Steve Kerr said this, man, I've been listening to a lot of interviews lately. Steve Kerr said this, like, Steph Curry have a game where he shoot 5 for 17, 4 assists. Like, that's not a crazy game, but then you look at the box score and you're like, oh, he was plus 35. When he was on the court, his team outscored the opposing team by 35. And if you substitute him with any other player in the league, I don't know if that's the truth. So I'm gonna agree with this. Where he's gonna go, I say he will finish top 5. He's not there just yet, but he is the best point guard in the league right now. Jimmy Butler would not be an all-star this year. I think I gotta agree with this, just because, again, the Western Conference, you know, those 5 All-Stars that I mentioned, 4 of them just moved over to the West. You know, and though Jimmy Butler and his team are playing well, his individual numbers don't look great. He has been stepping it up. I think since he said something in the interview, and since then he's averaging like 23 points. He started off with like 15 points per game. His numbers are going up, so don't be surprised if he made an All-Star game. But right now, I don't think he will get the votes just because his numbers don't look great. But then you got guys like CJ McCollum, Devin Booker, guys who have been lighting it up this year that didn't make the All-Star game last year, that are also competing for the All-Star spots in the West this year. It's gonna be incredible to see who gets snubbed. Maybe it's Damian Lillard against. It can't be Damian. Y'all can't snub Dame again. But nonetheless, somebody's gonna get snubbed. It may be Jimmy Butler because his numbers aren't there. Ben Simmons is underrated. I don't know. I don't like when people ask if somebody else is underrated, because I don't know what's underrated. Ben Simmons is the best rookie in the league. Everybody says that. I don't think that's underrated. We understand how good Ben Simmons is. So underrated, no, he's amazing. He's great. I think he's a top 30 player in the league already as a rookie. You know, I think Bill Simmons said he was top 15. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I want to go that far, but he is a top player in the league. He's going to be an all-star as a rookie. I don't think that's been done since Blake Griffin. You know? Yeah, he's great. But nobody is saying Ben Simmons isn't good. I think we all can agree that he's good, so I don't think he's underrated. Westbrook and KD's rivalry is more excited than LeBron's and Steph's. I'm gonna disagree with this because of the level of where this rivalry goes. The LeBron-Steph Curry rivalry meets in the championship every year. The brightest stage of them all. The Westbrook and the KD rivalry, at the best, they're going to meet at the Western Conference Finals, and that may not even happen because, you know, the OKC Thunder haven't been playing great. The Steph Curry and LeBron rivalry goes so deep because it's in the finals. The KD-Steph thing ain't there. It just ain't there. First of all, it haven't even been going on for long enough for it to be anything amazing. You feel me? But Steph Curry and LeBron, that's 2 of the top 5 players in the league going head-to-head for a championship. Don't get better than that, baby. That's why I've been loving every year these teams have matched up. I know some people are burned out of these 2 teams. I can watch these 2 teams play every day for the rest of the season, and I'm tuning in for every second. This is how fun it is every time for me. By the end of his career, Kristaps will have at least 2 rings. Now, I don't like these because it's predicting the future. Who knows if New York is going to sign somebody, draft somebody, whatever. But I just picked this to talk about because I'm wondering, New York Knicks fans, do y'all want to make the playoffs this year? I mean, right now, I think y'all the 9th seed. Y'all like teetering right now. But do you really want to be in the playoffs? I understand playoffs are growth for your players and yada, yada. But if you think about the core of this team, you got Kristaps, which is, come on, he's amazing. He's going to be a superstar. Frank Ntilikina, who looks like he can be okay, but will he ever be a superstar? I don't know. And then, Tim Hardaway Jr., y'all got wrapped up for 4 years. Like, y'all don't have enough pieces to start building a franchise yet. That's why I think that y'all maybe should be tanking for at least one more season. Get a top 5 pick this year, draft somebody well, and boom, now you can go head on. I just don't think you have it just yet. Take your time. Don't try to rush some stuff that ain't there. Kristaps is here for a long time. Ask my boy Pierre that, like, would you care? Like, do you want to be in the playoffs? And he's a Knicks fan. He said, I don't know. Like, he personally don't know if he'd rather them tank or be in the playoffs, because there are benefits for both. But I think long term, you should just try to get that top draft pick, man. You're not gonna, very rarely do you draft somebody that's gonna turn out to be great in the middle of the round, and that's what you're gonna be if you make the playoffs, a middle of the round draft pick. But if you slow down right now and lose a couple games, you know, you don't have to make it obvious that you're tanking to keep the fans in the seats. Lose a couple games here and there, you can measle your way into a top 10 pick, and then you got a high chance of getting somebody that's gonna be nice, you know? Knicks fans, let me know in the comment section below. Do you really want to make the playoffs? Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. Shout out to your NBA opinions again. This is a really dope page that I had no idea existed until they hit my DM. So shout out to them. I actually followed them. That's rare. I followed them. I like these. So NBA opinions, if you want to be featured again, hit me up in maybe a week or two. You got more posts. And shout out to y'all for watching this video. For tomorrow, shout out. Let me know your least popular NBA opinion that maybe nobody else in the world agree with, and I'll pick my favorite for shout out of the day. Goal is 3,000 likes on this video. I don't normally do goal likes or like goals, but let's start it up, man. Let's see if y'all can do it. 3,000. I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully.